Hey everybody, this is Tonya Griffin with Tonya Griffin Coaching and Wellness at TonyaGriffinCoaching.com. And I want to talk to everybody today about New Year's resolutions since this is the beginning of 2021. So, do you set New Year's resolutions that you usually do not finish by the end of the year? Well, if you stay tuned, I'll be able to give you my 2 strategies on how to complete those goals for your New Year's, but ditch those resolutions. Okay, let's get to it. What's some of the reasons why you don't accomplish those goals by the end of the year? I could tell you a couple things that is my reason why I don't accomplish my goal. It's usually because either I'm procrastinating or my goal was too vague or too large of a goal that I have. And it's sometimes I'm just looking for perfection and I'm trying to make it too perfect where I never get it done. But what I've learned over the years and what I use is, the first thing that I've learned is to ditch that New Year's resolution, because most of the time I never get it done. And then once it hit about March, that New Year's resolution is out the door and I'm doing something completely different and I feel disappointed in myself. So to avoid that feeling, what I do is, number 1 strategy is I try to break up my projects or the things that I want to do or accomplish for that year. I break it up into small little bits. So I might break it up for each month, have a different project or a different piece that I want to accomplish, or just break everything up into small bits and then work on those every single day. So I might work on, if it's part of my business, I might work on my business 20 to 30 minutes a day. That's all I take, so that I'll be able to look at it and be able to make sure that I'm doing all that I can, dedicate some time and make sure that I'm slowly getting things done. But I also set due dates for these things. So I don't just say, well, I'll get it done when I get it done. Nope, because most of the time you don't. But what I want to do is just make sure that I set in my own mind and hold myself accountable by making sure I have due dates and making sure that I break it down small enough so I won't be overwhelmed. That's the key. Make sure you're not overwhelmed and stressed, because I always believe in not living with stress. So that's my number 1 strategy. But my number 2 strategy that I use, and I use that not just with my New Year's goals, but with just about anything in my life, is that if it doesn't work or whatever I'm doing just is not for me, I stop, reevaluate, look at it again, and start all over. Or I try something new. But I always take that time to kind of check myself and figure out, well, what went wrong, so that I won't make that mistake again. And I won't be hard on myself either. So that usually works for me. Usually, 1, I make sure that my strategy, my projects is in little pieces. And 2, I make sure that I reevaluate and I start all over if I have to, or I just try something new. So those are the ways that I accomplish my New Year's goals. And I'm hoping that you could find strategies that works for you. So if you like that tip and would like much more information or more tips, then feel free to like, share, or comment below. And do not be afraid to go on my website, TonyaGriffinCoaching.com. And you could find more tips, blog information, or you could go on my Facebook page, Tonya Griffin Coaching, or you could send me a direct email with Tonya at TonyaGriffinCoaching.com. Thank you. See you later. And don't forget, live blessed with no stress.